So tell me where you guys up to. What's going on?
Well, fortunately, Sean, and first of all, thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for being here.
Absolutely. We've fortunately been busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those hit or miss things. We can come in some days and not necessarily have anything sketched out or on the calendar, but then can get pretty hectic, which that's a good thing. We're very fortunate and very blessed to be busy.
So what does busy mean then?
Well, that's a good question. That can mean a couple different things. For me personally, it can mean, things such as inspection set, going out taking a look at property before we bind coverage. It could be, making sure that the rest of the week's planned out, making sure that the agency is running correctly. That we're trying to touch base with as many members as we can as far as payments and things like that.
But here lately, it's been a lot of claims volume.
Okay, and so what is increased the claims volume?
We had that severe storm on March the 3rd, and we were hit pretty hard there. So we are committed to getting our people taken care of pretty quickly, and we've done that. And lots of people getting, some new roofs and different things going on with that. But we're toward the end of that now, so we've survived that storm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we're here for, to put people's homes back to the way they were.
So you really ramped up then after go figure, right? But after any storm and stuff like that, you obviously
Absolutely.
gets really busy for you. And then it sounds like it takes a little bit of time to get back to whatever normal is. So we're looking at 6, 7, 8 weeks and still kind of trying to.
Yeah, it does. On our end, it usually moves pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. It's more trying for our customers to find the contractor that they want to work with, and we're in the county, it seems to be hard for people to get somebody in. So we would be ready to roll, and it's just at the contractor's mercy of when our insured can get on the list of whoever they're wanting to repair. So that's been the biggest thing. But I think we've survived that. And Dana and I worked a few weekends there during the storm to make sure that people were taken care of quick, because that's what we're here for. When something happens, your home's destroyed, that they don't want to wait till Monday. They want it done now. So.
And so
that's been keeping us busy.
You're negatively impacted by the really good economy when it's hard to get contractors and.
Well, you can look at it that way in some aspects, Sean, but at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to really shine per se, as far as who we are and what people pay for. And so, to me, in April, there's a great bit of satisfaction out of the fact that people that go through what we saw on March 3rd. Doesn't happen often, and so when you look at claims being, continue to trickle in 7, 8 weeks later, it tells you that was, pretty big storm. So it's good to know that people have a point of contact. They like having the local agency that they can pick up the phone and call. They're not calling, an 800 number or vice versa, or hitting, extensions and so forth. But it's a good feeling to know that they can call us. We can take care of the claim. It's funneled to the claims office. Claims adjusters in touch with our member as soon as possible, and then we go through with getting them taken care of. So it's a lot of really, really good money from Farm Bureau that's spent not only here in Gallatin County, but throughout the state. So,
how does that work then for claims adjusters? Do you have local that you work with, or is it like that process? Or
we do. There's several claims offices throughout the state. When you go through something like March 3rd, and I know we keep hitting that date, but that is probably one of the largest volume of claims that I've seen since being with Farm Bureau. I don't know how many claims offices we have, but
But we're blessed that there's one in Florence. So
okay.
We do have one local, and our adjuster comes to our office once a week. So people, besides her being out in the field looking at properties, she's in our office once a week. So if someone has a problem, they can come in and talk to her face to face, and they're not, like he said, dealing with somebody in another state or waiting on hold, or how it goes anymore when you try to call. A lot of times it's push this number, push that number, and then before you know it, you get disconnected. So I think the one-on-one contact makes a big difference when it comes to that, especially when you're already upset because you're in a situation that you don't want to be in.
Right.
So usually when they're meeting with her, there's some things going on. So I think that makes it nice that we're right here close to our claims office.
Well, plus you'd have the advantage of knowing people at times when they weren't upset.
Right.
So you can
Right.
kind of have a little balance, and they've got a relationship with you. So
Yes.
that makes perfect sense
Right.
of what's going on. Well, what do you both enjoy about working with the Kentucky Farm Bureau?
I can tell you, for me, I've been doing this probably 13 years now, or going on 13, and I would probably say the biggest satisfaction, Sean, is being able to do something for people. I don't look at it as us selling products, but things that we offer that's able to meet a need for a customer, a family, their friends. I would say that's probably one of the things I enjoy the most, is just being able to say that I do something every day that helps somebody else or their family, friends, etc.
I would agree with that. And also, I like that within our company, we are also able to give back so much to the community. We have so many little things that go on the side besides the insurance side of things with our federation side, that we're able to give back more and do more for the community. And we come up with different little things to do that. And like, we have our scholarship that's getting ready to come up, and the deadline on that is Monday. So seniors need to get those in. We actually have several scholarships this year because we host a golf scramble once a year at Sugar Bay Golf Course. And our golf scramble this year is July 15th. And we usually fill that out, and all the money we raise from that, we use that for our scholarship fund, and we give that back to high school seniors. We did start a new, not necessarily a scholarship, but we did a grant that we began last year. It's an entrepreneur grant. It's the Mamie Walters Entrepreneur Grant, and that offers a high school senior the opportunity to start their own business. So they prepare us a business plan and do some letters of recommendation. They present it to our office, and then our board goes through and they award one individual money to get their business off the ground.
So you guys are like Shark Tank?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Last year,
Very similar.
We need to bring you in here. This would
Yeah.
be a better pod than me. You know,
Yeah.
let's have you guys.
So
and stuff
last
like
year
that.
we awarded Kason Baker. He started a lawn care business, and he's doing
great.
weeding and some mild landscaping. I think he's actually increased to mowing now. At the time, he didn't have his license, so it was kind of slowed him down a little bit. But he took right off, and he came to our golf scramble, worked the golf scramble after winning that, so it was kind of nice. And then we do have it's our Sullivan Scholarship, and that is we've been doing that now for 7 years. We've actually increased it over the last few years because of our golf scramble being so good, and us getting enough money from that we went from giving out one scholarship every year to last year we gave out 2. So we're hoping to give out more this year. And then on top of that, this year, one of our Farm Bureau members' daughter lost a battle with a brain tumor, Miss Caitlin Epperson. So we have the Epperson Scholarship this year that we are awarding in her memory. And that one is a little different than most scholarships, but it's more based off of community involvement and being able to give back to your community. We wanted to see somebody that may not have the best grades and that kind of thing, but they're wanting to pursue their education. And we're going to go off of basically more of a character type scholarship. And this
That's
is our
great.
first year for that. And they have to be nominated by another student or a teacher then we'll decide between who's going to win on that. So that was a new one for this year.
Well, that's exciting though.
Yeah.
And so, what is you mentioned Monday is the deadline, and I think we'll get this out this week. So, what is the process for going through and applying for the scholarship? You said the needs to be in by Monday, but what does that mean?
Well, on our Sullivan Scholarship, they have to have 3 letters of recommendation, their high school transcript, of course, and then they need to write a essay on how agriculture either affects their life or what do they see the greatest issue moving forward for agriculture. And and they do have to be
hard.
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
hard. I mean, like, because I think it's everywhere, so therefore it'd be like,
Yeah.
I like to eat. You know, I mean, it's a really good
Right.
question is what I'm getting at.
But
So,
yeah, and they do have to be a Farm Bureau member
Mm-hmm.
to apply for that one. But yeah, that's it on that one. So we've had like different, I guess, the ways to look at that when it comes to the essay. Like some people, like you said, well, I like to eat, so we need farms.
Yeah.
And then we've had some that were like going into like robotics fields, and they talk about how their field would be able to help with equipment and different
Okay.
things. So there's different routes to go on that one. As far as the entrepreneur grant, they have to fill out a business plan and a budget, and then they also have to have recommendation letter and their transcript. So it's kind of long, but the business plan's a little bit more in depth. And as far as the other one, it's the Epperson scholarship is very simple. It's just a matter of someone filling out an essay on behalf of a student. It can be staff or another student that it nominates their peer. So that one's really easy.
But that's really exciting, and you all must enjoy doing that. Going through that process and talking to the students and getting that. I mean, I feel that way here about just chatting with our student workers and what they're into. So I'm sure you guys get that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get that kind of like, oh, this is what you want to do. Oh,
Right.
like I didn't even think of that. That's
Right.
really exciting.
And it's kind of exciting for us too, because we've noticed this is our 7th year for giving out scholarships, and we have built relationships with those students. And all 7 years, I think we're up to 9 recipients so far. We have continued to insure all 9 of those as they went on, and we've even got some now that are married and have children. So
Time
it builds a
flies.
relationship with them. So
That
it
is,
seems like it all comes back around.
and that is just I don't want to say like, I don't mean this as a side part of your job. I mean, it's just an additional thing that you all do to kind of connect with the community. And then you put a golf outing on July 15th, which I'm going to assume that is a lot of work to put as you close
Yes.
your eyes.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to put on a golf
It is.
outing. Those are not easy things to.
No,
to
you
go
have to
through
get all
that.
your teams together and get your sponsors, and kind of you want to make it fun for everybody. And then we always provide a meal after that's part of it. So, and then some lucky winner will go home with $1,500 because first place gets $1,500. Last year we were lucky. The team that won, they donated theirs back, so that was really nice.
Yeah, I'd so not do that. I
yeah.
would be like, whatever. No, I took this. That's the same thing like at the chamber December part. Like someone won. I was like, I would not be giving. No,
Right.
I would be that jerk. No. I think that's wonderful
Yeah,
and stuff
so
like that.
it was donated back, so that all opened up another scholarship because that was $1,500. So.
Yeah, you could really
Right.
make a difference
Absolutely.
with those
Absolutely.
scholarships and stuff like that. And so then. You just keep expanding. You guys talk about being entrepreneurs. So you guys keep expanding the scholarships. You're up to, is it 4 or 3 or which is really, those are great opportunities. Those can really add
It
on.
really depends on how many people we get that apply. I mean,
Yeah.
we try to put it, some money in everybody's hand, and as long as they qualify and they meet things, we try to do that. Of course, some years you get 6 or 7 that apply and you can't do it all.
Right,
but
right.
We do our best to try to meet everybody's needs. So.
And it does make a difference. When you're college is just so
Yes.
expensive. I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
It is.
It's
And
just-
my daughter's in college, and it's just like, even, you start thinking about books and all that. That's where it adds up. Yeah. You don't think about all the little things until then.
yeah. There's a lot of fees. There's a lot of additional things on top of the tuition, and that and you can only Anyway, so that's that's a wonderful thing though that you all. Other project. I'm not saying that isn't more than enough. By the way, a golf outing and just doing being available for people, but any other events or stuff that go on through the course of the year that you all are
We
involved
got
in.
the Peony Festival
We got the
coming up.
Peony Festival coming up on May 20th. I believe that's the Saturday. We've got we're excited to be involved with the fair. That's coming up in June. So, when you look at the calendar, I tell this to April every year at the end of the year. It's like, hey, it's the new year, and we'll enjoy the holidays. But once that calendar flips, it's here we are into April. So, we're halfway through the year,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are a couple things right off the bat I can think of, Sean. But what's cool about what we do on a daily basis is that no day is the same, really.
Right.
I mean, it just you come in and you may think you've got things in line on what you want to do, but again, things get thrown in, and then we're doing the hustle bustle. So anything else? I'm trying to think. Past June, we've always got something. Well, then the golf outings right after that. So it's bam,
We've
bam,
got
bam.
the Peony Festival, we got the fair, and then we've got the golf scramble, and then
Yeah, that's three busy months right there. Now we're into August, and then you can go back to school.
Right.
I guess the little bit of on the business side. So what is an advantage of when you insure through the Farm Bureau?
Well, the one thing I always tell people, and I usually get this question from time to time, and it's a great question. Sometimes people will say, hey Dan, I've been asked this even in an agency before I moved to Gallatin County. So, and it's a common question. You know, what's the difference in me doing my home and auto, for example, through Farm Bureau versus, you know, whoever else?
Mhm.
There's a lot of great companies
Yeah.
out there. But the one thing I always say is, you know, personalized service. I can't hit that hard enough. You know, people really enjoy, and April can tell you as well. Get a lot of calls where people are just thankful that somebody answers the phone on the other end in a timely manner. You know, that personalized service. But I brag heavily on the claims department. We talked about the storm we just went through on March 3rd. And then, you know, the wind continues. I mean, it's continued since. We still have claims trickling in, which, again, you know, Farm Bureau is going to take great care of those folks. So, but yeah, I probably would say the personalized service. They get to know Dan in April versus maybe with another carrier, they may not know who they're dealing with on a. I've talked with friends that have been in the industry that have they've actually taken care of a home and auto for somebody, but then those policies are transferred to the customer service department. We don't have that. It's us. If I write your home and auto, you can call me tomorrow or a year from now. So
That's wonderful. You guys have anything else? Not like, but once again, you have plenty, so I don't mean that as a negative. So is there anything else you'd like to say though, or throw in?
I can't think anything right offhand, Sean. I mean, we're excited to be here. We're excited to talk about Farm Bureau.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever have an opening and would like to have us back, we'd be glad to.
Well, yeah,
Again,
maybe after the golf, or how about before the golf outing, and then we can do one after. We can kind of cover both ends of it and stuff like that.
Sure, we
See how that's
enjoy it.
gonna
We
go.
enjoy talking about Farm Bureau and what we do every day.
And you also get plenty if you become a Farm Bureau member. We do have a membership side of things, so you get discounts for being a Farm Bureau member. That's just an added perk to having good insurance on top of that. But you get travel discounts through like Windman Group. We've added this year. They added Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. They've added discounts for Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, the Titanic Museum, Kentucky State Park Lodges. You get 10% off there. Grasshopper lawnmowers, the $500 cash back for Ford. If you buy a brand new Ford truck, they'll take $500 off just for being a Farm Bureau member. So there's lots of other perks, and besides our local scholarships, Farm Bureau in a whole has a statewide scholarship program that it's open to. And the best thing that I think personally, as far as membership benefits, is we do have identity theft restoration, and that's part of your membership. If you feel like you've been a victim of identity theft, we give you a number, and they get an advocate for you, and this person goes to bat for you to help you along the process of restoring your name, which we know in this day and age happens quite often. So, and if you purchase that right out, it's usually right around $99, and that's part of our membership too. So that's just an added perk for being a Farm Bureau member.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you taking the time coming and talking to us.
Absolutely.
It means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.